Welcome to the Plot Hole Society podcast with your host Areeb and
Jacob.
just off the gate. Our topic today will be just talking about 2026 movies, the ones that we've seen and the ones that we're, I guess, excited about because we're basically halfway through 2026. Jacob, we'll start with you. What's been the highlight for you so far for 2026?
Personally, I've got three movies at the top of my list. Number one for me has got to be Obsession.
Yeah,
I thought just the fact that it's, again, I know this has been beaten like a dead horse, but the fact that this is a $750,000 movie and it's still in theaters now, it's still being pushed out. They delayed the release for physical copy multiple times and to be released on streaming platforms. So I just can't believe how far this has actually gone. But just walking out of the theater and just being like Indy Navarrete, what a performance! I can't believe how good that was. And Bear as well, like even him, just showing how much of a piece of crap he is, unfortunately. But just what a movie, just a roller coaster of emotions there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Obsession was a lightning in a haystack right now, where like I had no idea it was coming out, and I think a few days before the movie released, my friends told me about it, and I think we all went to go see it, and I'm not a big horror guy to begin with, so because I get scared really easily, but I was just blown away because it had a really strong narrative as well. Because I think with comedy movies or even horror movies, if you laugh or if you're scared a lot,
Yep.
even if the plot isn't the best, I feel like it could still, you can still have a good time. But you take away the scares or the creepy atmosphere,
Yeah.
there's such a great narrative from start to finish. And I think, yeah, and like you said, Indy did a fantastic job. I mean, there's a scene at the very end where the way she transitions her facial expressions from like now she's like back to normal
Yeah.
and realizing what she's done. I mean, she was fantastic in the movie. I mean, we're not breaking any new ground here with that, but Obsession for sure. And it's really encouraging to see like it was like a 700 small budget,
film. Yeah.
and then I'm glad it's getting the labor of love that it deserves because we need to champion more original movies. But yeah, Obsession for sure. That one was a great one. I guess for me, personally, my second one would be probably Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
That one I did have.
Great movie.
I had expectations about it. I had big expectations already because I'm a big fan of the writer Drew Goddard, who like wrote Bad Times at the El Royale. He did, I think, Cabin in the Woods, and I know he had some sort of involvement in writing the Daredevil show for Netflix. So I was already a big fan of him from the beginning. And then I don't know, it's Ryan Gosling, and the concept sounded really cool, and I think it's just a testament to Ryan Gosling's acting ability, that he was really able to carry the movie on his back. Like, yeah, there was supporting cast, but really the core of that story is between him and that rock, and it's heavily reliant on him, and the way like he can balance like humor, charm, anguish, and he was like balancing so many different tones. And I think with him as an actor and a director, sort of balancing that, I think was done really well as well.
Yeah, the emotion kind of pulled you. It was super comedic at times, super lonely and depressing at times, and then it came back with a huge, big enthusiasm. Like I had nothing but good things to say about this movie. Like I could watch it multiple times and still not find it repetitive or annoying. Ryan Gosling to be on his own, like I can't believe he's able to just carry a movie like that. He's talking to literally nothing.
The fact that they made me tear up for a rock,
Yeah,
like that's insane.
and just it like, and I hopefully they don't do a sequel. I don't like when they do sequels on a movie that finished so perfectly.
Yeah, it had a really good ending. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it because Ryan Gosling's pretty much good in everything, but ultimately they hit the mark on every aspect. When they cut back to Earth, when they cut back to the spaceship, and they show all many different things, like there's just a lot to kind of decipher from that. The only thing I would say that that is a little bit of a critique is it kind of dragged on a bit at sometimes. Like it kept saying, "Oh, he's gone," and he saved it, and then comes back again, and it dragged on for another 30 minutes. But ultimately, another 30 minutes with a great plot, like it didn't really harm me too much.
Yeah.
It would have been one of those movies like if it did drag on, it would have been bad, but ultimately it was really good. Another one for me, and I love the franchise, is the 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Fiennes, what a performance! Honestly,
he was great. He was fantastic.
Probably one of the front runners, maybe with Ryan Gosling. I think he had a little bit more diversity in his role, so I think maybe he could probably get the nod over him. if you're going to compare those two movies. But just what a great movie. Jack O'Connell, great as always.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, I've watched him from a show called Skins back in the day.
Yeah,
That's kind of where I really first saw him, and I think he was like maybe 17, 18 at that point.
damn.
And like, yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, Sinners as well. Like, he's been
Yeah,
doing the antagonist roles quite well.
he's been great in everything that
Yeah,
I've watched him in. I think a movie Unbroken
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where he's in a
Angelina Jolie
Japanese
directed that
camp.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great. That he's great in that, and
yeah,
I think we'll probably be seeing him for quite some time. Alfie Williams, I mean, young kid doing that, he did great again.
yeah,
And then just the dynamic between Ray Fiennes' character, Dr. Kelson, and Samson. I just thought, like, again, he's being friends with a zombie and he turns him. You can see the slow turn
yeah.
back
That
to humanity.
rehabilitation story arc, I've never really seen it done in that way in a
Yeah,
zombie genre, let alone.
like
And
a brain dead zombie alpha.
I was so fascinated by that. Like when he switches over and then you
Yeah,
kind of see that I guess conscious return. Yeah, no, a Bone Temple for me. I'm with you on that one. It wasn't something I was expecting. I thought like I really liked the 28 years later that came out.
that one was.
Yeah,
I thought that was better too.
yeah,
And it's hard to follow up such a great movie, especially in such a short period of time
yeah,
when they turn it over. But ultimately, I thought they were both great. It's kind of sucks that Ray Fiennes' character does die in it, unfortunately.
spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But ultimately, just what a film, and I'm excited to see Cillian Murphy
I
come
hope they
back
make
as
a third
well.
one, man. Yeah, because the way it ends off, yeah, no, I definitely want to see a third one for sure.
Yeah.
One movie that I felt like had no business being good, but it was so good was The Sheep Detectives. I actually I love this movie, and first of all, it's written by, if I'm not mistaken, Craig Mazin, who's done. He did Chernobyl, which is one of my favorite limited TV series of all time. Like, I've
Wow,
watched it.
both ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah, no, and he's done the Hangover movies, I think,
Wow.
and then I think he created the HBO Last of Us, which was really good. And what else has he done? Yeah, like Hangover, Chernobyl, Last of Us, The Sheep Detective. Like, this guy,
He's hitting all categories.
versatility, man, and it was fantastic. Like, it was like Knives Out, but with sheeps. But there's obviously there's a comedic element to it, but
Yep.
the mystery is actually quite is done quite well, and you actually start like really feeling for the sheeps, and you actually kind of get hooked on it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised because I was going in there and I'm like, okay, like, is this like a movie that would you have to turn your brain off? But honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, it's like nothing like too, like, it's not like a David Fincher, Gone
Yeah.
Girl or anything like that. But I was having a great time from start to finish. I thought She Detective was. I mean, when you show me that concept, it could seem really like
Yeah.
out there.
I thought it was going to be another Shaun the Sheep type movie.
Yeah,
But
but
honestly, the ratings have been. I haven't watched it yet, unfortunately. It's definitely on my list. And especially Hugh Jackman. Like,
yeah,
you
Hugh
can't really go
Jackman.
wrong with him,
Yeah, no,
unfortunately.
highest. I think it was his highest rated movie of his career. I
Oh
think.
my! I've
So
seen the audience has been raving. Letterboxd has been
yeah,
giving it
no.
high
So
ratings
Sheep
too.
Detective
So
for me was definitely a surprise. A surprise.
Tuner was very good. I thought that was a really good movie too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Tuner.
Dustin Hoffman still showing that he can act
Yeah,
into his older years, and Leo Woodhall just great performance.
yeah, for
With
sure. He did a
the
great
fact
job.
that he's playing someone who has hearing problems and very bad hearing problems in that case, where any type of loud noise sends him off the rails. So
The sound design for that movie
yeah,
was really
that was
good
the big key factor and made the movie such a great movie.
because that's how
Anytime
it
that
like
he was in
immersed
there,
you into sort of how
it
he
made you
sees the
feel
world.
like how you were kind of
No, for
in that
sure.
movie there.
Yeah, yeah,
The cast was really good. I like the aspect how it turned from just a typical uh, day in the life of a poor person, kind of just trying to survive and get there, and then gets to the point where he needs to do these things to help out his family and his family members. And I don't know, just there's just a lot of good things that kind of dragged on that made the movie kind of all be pieced together. And again, acting was top notch, the sound design was top notch, and everything about it. I have nothing bad to say about that movie. I thought it was very easy watch, very good movie, and if you haven't watched it, definitely go out and watch that. Another one I thought was pretty good was Backrooms.
hmm
Um, the opening scene was great. I love the POV
Yeah,
aspects. I know
that
you
one
talk
was,
about
yeah,
that as
like
well.
that opening really hooks you in
Yeah,
because the creepy atmosphere, like that one, and the fact that I mean, seeing a young director, making,
another same thing as
yeah,
Curry
it's really
Barker.
encouraging to see as
Yeah,
someone who also wants to work in the business. Like, it's really encouraging to see that, and yeah, no, that opening sequence, like that POV
yeah,
style, the atmosphere is so creepy, and I think like there was a lot of stuff like overall like that opening stuff really worked for me.
yep.
There was some stuff that just didn't, but that atmosphere shot, like the atmosphere, the creepiness, just immersing you. I think that was done really well throughout the movie.
Yeah, I've heard people say that the movie drags on a bit. I feel like the movie was a little too short,
Yeah.
especially with the aspect of it just kind of cutting off and her being locked in at the end. It kind of just out of nowhere that happened.
Right.
I kind of wish it was like a little bit longer, and I wish with Chiwetel Ejiofor, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I wish he had more of a time of investigating because it kind of just it would cut and then the
Yeah.
two helpers at the store would come in and do that and then it would cut again and then now we're with the therapist. I feel like he should have been the driving force from the whole movie and then that's where it could have gone on a 30 minutes longer to kind of really investigate down in the back rooms. But I still thought the horror aspects were really good. You kind of were just guessing the whole time. And then obviously the big kind of giant monster guy, those are always pretty terrifying for me. I hate the
Yeah.
ones where they kind of chase you all the time. So that's what kind of did it for me. But ultimately, I thought it was a good take. I'm sure they're probably going to make many
Yeah.
more.
Apparently, I mean,
A24's highest paid movie, I believe.
and they dropped little hints that you could see that they want to
Yeah,
continue and expand on that
100%.
universe. So
Especially when they're still trying to navigate how that even works and how the backrooms even
yeah, because I'm curious to see
functions.
because they're like Avon Joja from Victorious, like he's in there, like
Yeah,
and I'm just like, are they gonna revisit that? I guess in a sequel or something. So there's definitely a lot of room on the table for what they can do for sure, and I'm incredibly excited to see in what direction they kind of go in.
do you want to talk about some of the kind of more disappointing movies? Like, I think we both agree on this, especially. I was very thrown off by Disclosure Day. I thought it was kind of just a mess. I didn't really feel like it's not terrible. Like it's definitely still watchable, 100%. Like it's still you can tell it's a Spielberg movie. You can tell like the acting's good. Emily
Emily
Blunt
Blunt,
is amazing.
fantastic. She's
Probably
fantastic in the
one
movie.
her and Indy are probably the number two, the
Yeah.
top two people for
Everybody acting wise was like
yeah.
they brought their I mean it's a
I don't think
Spielberg
there's any
movie.
problem with
Yeah,
that.
but Emily Blunt was like formidable. She was amazing in that movie.
The villain for me was a little cartoonish.
Yeah.
And again, I don't make movies, so definitely not a nitpick towards Steven Spielberg. He's been doing movies for longer than I've been alive, obviously. But
I mean
I just
movies are
felt,
subjective, but
yeah,
like
I just felt he
that
was a
movie just
little
yeah.
bit cartoonish. And people were making comparisons to Emperor Palpatine. If you're a Star Wars fan, but definitely you can see that as well. But I just thought it was a little disappointing. I feel like it was kind of rushed to certain things. The montage at the end with all the aliens was phenomenal. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Just the rest of the movie was kind of just like a wild goose chase, and then it kind of just ended up in a good spot. So I think the ending was good.
I think
Just
there's
the rest
elements
of
of
the
it
movie,
that
yeah,
like a spy thriller that I really like,
exactly.
but I think sometimes it kind of just
It
lost.
got really goofy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was really excited. I mean, Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest
Yeah,
directors to ever do it, and there was a lot of that movie that I really liked, like the spy thriller components
yeah,
of there. Some stuff that just didn't work for me, but I will say one of the things I really did like was, like I said earlier, Emily Blunt was fantastic. Josh O'Connor, I think that's his name.
yeah. He's been coming up
Yeah,
doing a lot of good movies lately. So
he was great in that movie. Everybody from like the acting wise was great. But yeah, it just I was really excited for that one. It just didn't really work for me.
yeah, I feel like it just fell short.
There's some people that really liked it, and that's great. Like they responded to it, they liked
Yep,
it. I think some of my
that's what's so
friends,
good about movies.
yeah, and then like it's just our subjective opinions about it,
Yep,
and it didn't work for us, but there was a lot of people that did do like it. So yeah, no, and that's the beauty of movies. It's all subjective.
yep. Animation has been fairly good too. I actually just watched Toy Story this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it, so how was
Toy
that one?
Story was actually I was surprised. I
Yeah,
thought it was going to be another Toy Story 4. Again, it still feels like a Toy Story 4 for me, where it's kind of divided from the original trilogy. The original trilogy for me is phenomenal. Toy Story 3 top tier, Toy Story 1 and 2 so nostalgic, so
right.
great. Toy Story 5, the reason why I like this movie so much is I feel like for once they kind of differed away from Woody and Buzz and it focused on Jessie, and Jessie was a phenomenal character. Showed her backstory about her when she had her first kid, and when she get passed along, and how she keeps getting passed along and no one wants her.
Hmm.
And just the fight back that Woody's like he's always positive and trying to make like the best of every moment, and wanting to be
And apparently,
there
it's a
for a
very
kid.
timely story because like
Yep.
it's like she's fight like it's like electronics now and
Yeah,
iPad
that was
kids
the
and
good thing too. Like I felt like it was going to be a little corny with that, but
mhm.
honestly,
It
it was
resonates. It's a very
actually
timely,
exactly,
yeah.
and it's kind of just where we're heading as a society. It's kind of like a call out saying we need to kind of lock back in and focus on the things that actually matter, which is physical and I don't know, just playing like with like being real. That's kind of the big thing. And the devices, again, they're used for great. Again, making movies, making videos, talking about things.
Right.
But there's also the bad side where you get hooked on your phone and you're not even there, and you're kind of cutting out everyone out of your life. So that's kind of what it was resonating there, and I thought it connected really well with me.
I think you
And
and I
again,
grew up at
being
the best time because we were
yeah, we went right
yeah,
through it.
right through it. Like
We're
right
both
when
two
technology was
thousands.
advancing,
Yeah,
but we still had the toys and the action figures. But you think they'll make another Toy Story?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think it makes too much money to not make another one.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie's a money grab. I think Toy Story 4, if you're going to say anything, was more of a money grab.
Hmm.
I think Toy Story 5 actually kind of connects back. But what I think they really need to do is just go back to that like gruesome villain. Like you had the original one, you had Sid, who was a psycho kid,
Yeah.
ball shaved head, skull. And you got the second one, Toy Barn, and you got the Pete, Stinky Pete. They're both um, like terrible humans and terrible toys. And then you got in the third one, you got Lotso Bear, who you think is such a great person at letting everyone in the daycare, and then it turns out he'll stab you in the back and kind of ruin you over. So I feel like they need to go back to they need to bring in a big bad villain, and go back to the roots that made the original trilogy so great.
Do you have a favorite one in particular though?
Yeah, Toy Story 3 for me will
Yeah.
always be my favorite. I do get in arguments about this as well, like Toy Story 1 and 2. I love those movies just as much.
Yeah.
But Toy Story 3 for me, just Lotso is like one of my favorite villains of all time. I thought Woody was great in that too, kind of dividing. He wants to be up there and then he gets back. And then you just got such a diverse characters. Barbie, you got Ken. Michael Keaton's playing Ken.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Ken Barbie, and I don't know, and then you got Buzz turning Spanish because they reset his.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
I just
I
thought
gotta check it out.
that was super funny, and then just the ending is just phenomenal, like how
Yeah.
they're about to all get incinerated, and then they get saved. It's just you kind of it's a kids movie, but at the end of the day, it's actually made for adults, and that's what makes the movie so great.
There's something for everybody too.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, the dad movie of the year, 100%. The Rip.
Yes.
That's the dad. I
I
loved it, but it's 100% the dad movie.
honestly, yeah, I with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. Well, like it's a great popcorn movie that you can just watch and
Yeah, nothing like it's definitely not out there, but it doesn't feel like you're just wasting your time watching that
no,
movie.
absolutely. Like I was hooked from the beginning, like because you're like you don't know if Ben is it Ben Affleck's character or no, it's Matt Damon's character. Like you don't know if he's
The
like
whole time I think he's the
yeah,
bad guy, and then it
and
just
then it's like the bait and switch, and it's like again spoilers. These are all like we'll add like a spoiler, bracket for like
yeah
all this stuff we're talking about. But yeah, no, like I think a movie's number one job is just to have me hooked, and that movie had me hooked from start to finish. It was very reminiscent of like an old school sort of early action movie,
yep
and like the suspense was great, and obviously the chemistry between Ben Affleck and Matt Damon
yeah
was
that will never not
yeah.
be good. So
So I was in. I was hooked from the beginning, and yeah, like
it
it's
did
just
feel like a Netflix movie, unfortunately.
yeah.
Like the quality is kind of Netflixy, but ultimately at the end of the day, like everyone I feel like played their part. It didn't feel like you're kind of just watching some cornball movie. I felt like it was kind of like a Bad Boys movie, but
Yeah, actually,
Matt
yeah,
Damon and
yeah, absolutely. Just with a bit more of a serious tone, and
yeah,
but yeah, no,
and Kyle Chandler's great as always
oh,
too.
Kyle, he does no wrong. I mean, that's
Yeah,
Coach Taylor, right, from Friday Night Lights. But yeah, no, yeah, the Rip was definitely good.
Death of Robin Hood. I feel like had so much potential with that first act. Like I
Yeah,
was hooked from the beginning, and especially when they were fighting with the fire and everything's dark,
oh
and
yeah,
it felt like another Northman.
yeah,
Especially when you got Skarsgård's brother as well.
yeah,
Bill
yeah, no, for
Skarsgård.
sure, yeah,
He was phenomenal too. And then it just kind of turned into a nurse nurse movie.
I know I'm in the minority on this one, but like, cause I know I know you. It didn't work for you in some retrospects.
Yeah,
That opening sequence, I think you and I can both agree,
yeah,
it was gruesome, violent. It just felt raw,
yeah,
and I think the cinematography was on point.
yeah.
Hugh Jackman, I
Great,
mean, the goat. You know,
phenomenal.
my fan cast for Kratos if that were to ever happen, but I thought he was fantastic as Robin Hood.
Yep.
I thought I really thought they were gonna do my expectations for this movie and what I got were completely different.
Yep.
But honestly, I actually liked it because it was more of a deconstruction of the myth. And I know a lot of people didn't like that this Robin Hood was a bit more cruel and he was a bit more twisted and he really like and I thought that was a it was a unique take on that
Yeah,
character.
I mean, when you have so many years of giving back to the
Yeah.
poor, I think he's probably just at his wits' end that no one really, like everyone idolizes him, but no one really actually
And it's
cares
the
about
myth, and
him.
then
Yeah,
the myth gets lost, right? And
that's
people
the
have
thing
different
too.
interpretations. And this is at a time where people will be telling stories about around campfires or
Yep.
songs we made, and things get misinterpreted. And I think it really just shows the toll it takes on a person individually. And I kind of like the aspect where the people that he's wronged or killed,
Yeah.
maybe in his youth, and their descendants are now coming to try to hunt him down. It
Yep.
just shows the ramifications and the consequences. And I think that is the core of the
Yeah, like
movie.
he's
It's
doing good here, but then he's doing
yeah,
bad here. Like everyone knows the tale of Robin Hood, or at least you've watched one. You got Kevin Costner's, you got
yeah,
Russell Crowe's,
yeah.
you got, and then you got also got all the animation, animated
Right,
movies
yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
You got so many different takes. So I think kind of going the other direction, making him kind of like this grungy, scary, hates
Yeah,
everything type of guy, is, I think it's a good approach, and I definitely think it's refreshing to see something like that because again, it felt like the Northman, and the Northman was phenomenal.
yeah, for sure.
I just thought that the movie really dragged at the second half. It just felt like kind of a slow burn just to him phasing out. Which again, I mean, the title kind of speaks itself. You
Yeah,
kind of know where that was going. So I guess in that sense, if you put that out of your head,
yeah.
it is still a great movie. Like the writing's good, acting's good, Jodie Comer's good.
Yeah, I thought the dynamic with her and Jodie Comer was really
Yeah,
good. I honestly thought like they were gonna do a thing where like they're rehabilitating him and he's getting better, and I thought like people from that like the family from the guy that he kills in the beginning, I
yep.
thought they were gonna come and infiltrate that camp, and
That's
then
what I
that's what I
was
thought was
waiting
gonna
for.
happen.
I think yeah, but that's why I think it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah,
But ultimately, everything else about the movie was good. I thought
yeah.
it was just, it was shot well, done well,
This is like a
written
big
well.
therapy session between him and
Yeah,
Jodie Comer, which I thought was actually kind of refreshing to see.
that's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah. But I
that
know
was the
people
one
were
thing that
divisive on that. I know
it
people had their
dragged on
yeah,
a tiny bit,
yeah.
but ultimately
No, for
still
sure.
solid movie. Um, I actually recently watched Michael.
Yeah,
I thought everything with the acting wise, Coleman Domingo,
great.
amazing as always,
Yeah.
one of the best actors of our right now. Um, it just felt like it was kind of just anytime it got serious, it just cut and Michael was singing, and then it just cut. Michael was singing. Didn't really deep dive into Michael himself. The only times it did is when he had his skin problems, and when he was kind of battling his dad. But like I said, anytime it went serious, it kind of just cut right to him doing music again. And there wasn't really any stakes. Not that there, again, it's a true story, or based on a true story, and a biopic of Michael. But I just felt like it was kind of generic. It felt like another Bohemian Rhapsody for me,
Mm-hmm.
which when I first watched Bohemian Rhapsody, I loved it, and then just kind of as it dragged on.
I've only seen it once, but I like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Well,
I love Queen, so
yeah,
anything with Queen, like, same thing. Michael Jackson's a great artist, one of the best of all time,
yeah,
if not the best of all time. But ultimately, again, it just kind of, it's the same thing with Bohemian Rhapsody. It doesn't really dive deep into Michael as a character. Same thing as Freddie. It didn't really, like, we ultimately know Freddie was like this crazy guy, outgoing,
yeah,
flamboyant. Same thing with Michael. Michael's just, but at the end, he's at home. He's shy.
yeah. No,
He just wants to be a kid, and I don't think it really went too deep into that. So I still liked it. It's still definitely watchable, and it's still a good time, especially all of his music sets. Just a little bit
no. I agree.
much.
I think with Michael, I think when I rated it, like I think 3 out of 5, which is a pretty good
Same.
rating.
That's
Yeah,
what I would give it.
and I honestly like. I mean, from the get go, you're like the music. Obviously, it's Michael
Yeah,
Jackson. You're hooked.
amazing.
I think I know people were, I guess, criticizing that it didn't cover this or didn't cover that, and like I get it, but at the same time, like I'm watching a movie, I'm not watching a documentary, and
Yeah,
I think some of the stuff that I really like the him struggling with the fame, and at his core he just wants to, like, like I think there's a scene where he gets a bunch of like board games and then he wants to play with his
yeah,
brothers, but and that's all he wanted, like he just wanted to just be like a
yeah.
kid again,
I
and
feel bad because his dad forced him into it, and then
yeah,
obviously
so it really
kind of
shows like
discouraged him.
how like like he transitions from like nothing to like this incredible like big star, and like I guess dealing with that and navigating with that, because you see Michael Jackson as this amazing, the king of pop, but like actually living through that, I thought it did a good job sort of at showcasing it. I think the core of the movie was him and I guess complex relationship that he had with his father.
Yep.
I think that one was done really well. I think there's a lot of stuff that I mean, you're limited to a 2 hour runtime. I think if you did a limited TV series, you could
I
have
think he
the
would get a lot more out of it.
yeah, and then the rumors are to be believed, they're going to be making a Michael too, so that may cover more of the grounds. We'll see what happens, because doing a Michael Jackson movie it's already difficult to do, because
He's
people
already had so many documentaries, and he's also everyone has
and
their
then there's like
own.
the controversies around
Yeah,
them, and then some people what and irrespective, we're not here to discuss that, but like it's just like, well, how do you tackle such a, I
yeah.
guess, complex subject matter?
Another one, Netflix movie, Voicemails for Isabel. I thought was very good.
Yeah, honestly, I think you
Surprised.
recommended me
Yeah,
to watch it, and I watched it, and then I was like, because I watched it with Emma, and I actually thought it was a really cute movie. Like I
yeah.
thought it was
I thought.
quite well.
I think there's a little. Yeah, like I don't know. I thought everything worked for. Normally for me, these type of movies wouldn't be. It would be like, yeah, whatever. We've seen this a million times. I don't know. I feel like the whole aspect of her and her sister,
Yeah, it was like
like,
really
it
endearing.
didn't feel fake.
Yeah, and it felt endearing. I think,
Yeah.
and that is something like you
And her
kind of
sister was such a big piece of her life, and that
yeah.
she kind of like they hit her like a truck, and then she kind of just had to move on. Nick Offerman is
Yeah, he's
hilarious,
hilarious
and
in the movie. I'm a big Nick Offerman fan. You put him in anything, it's
yeah,
gold.
yeah, he
He
was
he was great.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he
Like
was funny.
as the fake French chef,
Yeah,
just kind of like presumptuous and
yeah,
out there. I thought it was great. Um, and again, just like the dynamic between the both leads were good.
yeah,
And like again, Zoe Deutsch probably was the focal point of this movie for sure. But I feel like everyone else again played their part
yeah, for
and was
sure.
really good. And again, there's no issues with that movie. That movie's
Honestly,
really
she's
good.
done some really good rom. Like I like
Set it
the
up.
yeah, that with Glenn Powell, which I had no idea it was Glenn Powell until like I went back to revisit it, because I remember I watched it when it came out.
Yeah,
At this point, Glenn Powell wasn't, didn't have Top Gun at that
didn't
point.
have every movie he's in now.
Yeah, and then like I forgot, like that movie is really underrated. I don't think people talk about that enough, because I'm a sucker for rom coms. I love a good rom com.
Yeah, honestly,
Um,
rom coms lately have like that's been my jam.
yeah,
I think that
so
you can't really go too wrong with that.
yeah,
Another one that's it's kind of a comedy, but then it gets super serious is the drama.
yeah, the drama was
Like that took a turn.
yeah, absolutely.
It was normal, and then they sitting at this table going over their wedding, and then bam.
It kind of reminds me of like that Tarantino dinner scene in Glorious Bastards, where
Yeah,
it's like three shots or something.
yeah.
So I thought
It goes from like everyone's having a good time to just everyone hates each other, and then
yeah,
everyone's awkward, and everyone's like,
I
whoa,
definitely love those type of atmospheric scenes where it's like there's nothing big happening. It's just people in a room heavily relying on dialogue and action. Sorry, and like their, I guess, expressions, and it's
just
just through
got
dialogue
so
and the sound design and the music and the suspense. Like no, the drama was definitely something like I didn't know, because I hadn't seen the trailers when I went into it. I just knew it was this movie about Robert Pattinson and
yeah.
Zendaya, and there's something going on. Because I didn't, but when I was watching it, because I didn't have any expectations because I didn't see any of the trailers. But yeah, no, like it really kind of puts you in a situation like, what would you do? Like, how would you navigate that? And I thought that was
Pattinson
something.
was phenomenal in
Yeah,
his quirkiness, but I think Zendaya was the big. Like I'm not the biggest Zendaya fan, but man, she was
she
great in that
Zendaya's
movie.
great. I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's really super good in Dune.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Euphoria, but I've seen clips. She's
yeah,
great in Euphoria as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
She's
No,
definitely a great actress. I don't know. Maybe she's just not my cup of tea. But honestly, like just the I don't want to spoil too much because it kind of gives away the whole movie. Then you're kind of just catching up with that plot, but just how it goes. It's kind of like if you watch Remember Me, just out
yeah,
of nowhere, like what the heck.
yeah, yeah.
and it just got like super serious and super crazy. So definitely one of those ones that kind of
Zendaya's
loses
gonna
you
have quite a year.
thinking.
She's the drama, and then no way. I mean, not Brand New Day, and then she's got
Dune.
June. Yeah,
Well,
no.
even like and she isn't she in the Odyssey as well?
Oh my god, yeah, and she's in the yeah, no, she's
Yeah,
having quite a year. Yeah,
wait,
no.
wait to yeah, and then Pattinson too. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got Batman 2 coming out. You got now he's the villain in
and
Odyssey. He's the
yeah,
villain in Dune.
yeah, no. I
Like
mean,
it's just I think Pattinson has like officially no longer Twilight.
Twilight Boy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's no
yeah.
longer a Twilight boy. He's finally like I mean I never really thought of him as that because I never watched Twilight until recently. But ultimately, Robert Pattinson is a phenomenal actor, and I'm
Yeah, I
sure
mean,
we'll
like
get a
Good
lot out of him.
Times,
Yep.
and like yeah, Pattinson's great, and yeah, I think their dynamic is really good, and I think Pattinson does a really good job playing that quirkiness anyway.
Oh yeah, he's
He,
Mickey 17. He
yeah,
playing
yeah,
that weirdo,
yeah, no, for sure.
and then playing a serious guy like
And he's
so much
playing
shit.
Batman. Like
Yep.
he's definitely one of those like chameleon
I feel
type
like
actors.
he's our generation's Gary Oldman, or maybe
Yeah, yeah, I
our
could see that.
generation's Willem Dafoe. I
Yeah,
can't really say much about Willem Dafoe because this guy's still making movie
bangers,
after
making
movie, and
bangers. But like when you like, I think like with Pattinson, like when you see Robert Pattinson, it's like okay, like he's immersed himself in one of the characters
yeah.
he's playing. Like I'm not seeing like
Oh,
Robert
and he's
Pattinson
playing
stuff.
Chris Hansen too.
Yeah,
Like
that looks really
randomly
good.
out of nowhere,
Yeah,
get an
yeah,
amazing
yeah.
trailer.
People are making edits like the Jigsaw, and I'm just like okay.
So
Um,
so a bunch to look forward to if for anyone who's a Robert Pattinson fan for
you
sure.
know,
I mean, there's a couple more movies. The rest of the movies are kind of just
I
you
guess
got
we can
Peaky
talk about like movies that are
Blinders.
coming out.
Yeah, we
Like
can talk about that too.
so, I
So
guess we're just started July, and I know the big ones are going to be Odyssey and Spider Man. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan, and I'm a big fantasy guy. Like I love Gladiator. I'm a big fan of Braveheart. I'm just a big fan of those swords and sandals movies like Spartacus. So him doing something in the Greek mythos, I'm really excited to see what he does with that. It's an all-star stellar
yeah,
cast.
like
Yeah,
Christopher Nolan always delivers
yeah.
a great cast, and
So I mean, it's Nolan. Like you could put Nolan's movie on top of like a trash can, and I'm there front like
yeah,
opening day in
at this
IMAX.
point he's
You know,
earned everyone's respect.
for sure, absolutely.
Especially like with Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, it was such a like. I think that's his most well-made film. I love Inception. I think that's one of my favorite movies of his. But I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. Like,
Yeah, I think Oppenheimer. Like, I think like we've had enough time to think about it. I think Oppenheimer's probably
yeah, because I
his best
rewatched it
work.
the other day, and
Dark Knight is definitely his. I think it's his what got him to the top.
yeah, for sure. That's
And then
what.
he just started nonstop. I mean, Tenet's kind of a little bit of a drop off for
Yeah,
me. I didn't really like that movie too much. But I think everything else after
he
Dark Knight,
when you see a Christopher Nolan movie, it feels like an event. And I think that's something
exactly.
that's like
Oppenheimer, Odyssey. You got Interstellar.
yeah, no, because like I think very few directors can have their pre-sales a year before the movie comes out and people buy it. You
Yeah,
know,
how long have we been? Like, I mean, especially like I think Dark Knight is the movie that made him turn into it being an event. I
yeah.
still think Batman Begins. Batman Begins is great, especially the opening
Love.
hour.
I'm a big fan of Batman Begins. Yeah.
First hour is phenomenal. Like I feel like that's one of his best. That's part of his best work.
Right.
But the movies before that, it still felt like he was kind of
He's still
up and coming.
yeah.
But as soon as he got that Dark Knight role, everything after that is just like, wow, you're in a big budget. You're in the movie. You're feeling it. So I feel like
And I'm really excited to see what he does because we haven't really seen Nolan in the fantasy genre. Like I think,
yeah,
I think one thing is like Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors.
Yep.
But I know when people talk about some of the greatest directors to ever do it, I know Spielberg comes in a lot and I think and rightfully so. But I think one thing with Spielberg is that he has done he's done every genre that I can think of. I don't know if he's done horror, but like
Jaws.
oh yeah, he did do yeah. That's what I'm saying. So he has done every genre.
He's
like,
done every.
He's done every genre, and he's excelled at every genre. Like
yeah.
you can pinpoint a genre,
and with and then unfortunately with Nolan, he's a little bit more.
Like Nolan definitely sticks in his wheelhouse,
yeah.
but I think
like if he was to make a horror like Robert Eggers, I think
that would
really
push
cool. him. That would push him
because like now he's done the superhero, he's done sort of sci-fi.
Yep.
He's
done mind fuck movies with
yeah,
Memento.
Memento, The Prestige, which I think is a really underrated Christopher Nolan movie,
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, Hugh
I
Jack.
think at this point it's kind of like a cult classic now. I
Yeah,
think everyone loves that
I think
movie.
a lot of people think. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the Prestige when it comes to
I
Christopher
know it's
Nolan
always the
movies
one that it's because it's in between that
because he
Dark
did back.
Knight and
Yeah, because he did
Begins.
Begins and then and then Prestige and he did Dark Knight after.
So
Yeah,
it's in between two of his bigger movies. So
yeah, yeah.
honestly, that's why it falls in there. I honestly, for me, Insomnia, I really like that movie.
Because wasn't Robin Williams R.I.P. Wasn't he in the villain? I think if I'm not
Yeah, he was
mistaken.
the villain,
Yeah,
and you got
yeah, yeah.
Pacino acting his ass off like always. Matt Damon, Tom Holland. I know Tom Holland is kind of still seen as Spider-Man all the time, but I feel like he still can deliver fairly good
Yeah,
roles,
no, like
especially in No Way Home. Like as much as No Way Home is fan service movie, him in that movie was fairly good.
I think Tom Holland's
Um,
got. I think there's like some movies. I don't know if you've seen Cherry, which is like
I've seen The Devil All the Time.
yeah, those
That's a good
movies.
movie.
And Tom Holland's great in that movie.
Yeah,
I think
he
obviously
definitely has the
he
capability of
has the
being that guy.
capabilities, and we've seen it. And I think even him doing a project like there was an Apple TV show he did called A Crowded Room, where he played a
Yeah,
guy with like multiple different personalities. Like he is an incredible actor. I think he's got that potential, and I think
I think he's just stuck in that.
I kind of very much in
He's
like
got to
Daniel
go out
Radcliffe
and
and Harry Potter, where people only see him as Harry
yeah,
Potter, but Daniel Radcliffe is a fantastic actor, and
yeah, he's
I think
underrated.
this one, I think this is really his first big movie that he's not going to be Spider Man in, and I think that's what's really
He's
exciting.
yeah, because
Because
that's
he
the
did Nathan
problem.
Drake, he did Uncharted,
Uncharted, and he plays Spider Man pretty much
yeah.
just in Uncharted. So
So I think this is something, and under one of the greatest directors working today, I think sky's the limit for him right now. I'm really excited to see what
well,
he
there's
does.
another movie coming out literally within 15 days of that where he's the lead again,
Yeah, brand
and we're
new
going
day.
right back to being Spider Man.
Yeah, I know.
But ultimately,
Brand new day. I'm really excited to see because I think the foundations that they're coming off of from the end of No Way Home, I think is really.
I'm a little iffy just because I've seen the trailer where he's back with Zendaya again, and I feel like
I do agree. I think it was a bit early.
They need to go away. I think he needs to go. I think we need to bring in Gwen now,
Yeah,
and I think yes, they have great chemistry, Zendaya and him.
because MJ, I know MJ
Yeah.
in the comics, she's always the end game for Peter Parker, but I just think it would have been nice. Like we haven't seen the movie yet, so we're just purely speculating.
Yep.
I hope I don't mind Zendaya being in the movie. I just hope her part's minimum because otherwise the whole consequences and ramifications of the choice Peter made, I feel like it diminishes that.
Yeah.
But we'll see what
that's the problem I have with it, and I'm iffy on it. But I always love seeing Punisher. So
John
and then Hulk. Hopefully he's actually proper.
John Bernthal as Punisher. I'm really excited to see how they balance that. I'm not really skeptical on how they're gonna do it. I trust them.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not really going into it saying this is going to be a 10 out of 10 movie because I know unfortunately it probably won't be. But I'm excited to see if Spider-Man can go back to being Spider-Man. Like I want to feel like the Tobey movies. I want to feel like Andrew Garfield partially.
No, because you say what you want about Andrew Garfield's movies. Arguably my favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's
Toby's
definitely a really good Spider-Man.
But
I think Toby's just. I don't know. His movies were just.
So who's your Spider-Man?
Toby will always be.
Yeah,
I watch this movie religiously.
I see Toby's the GOAT for me. Like he is because he's the OG, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Andrew for me, like
I think Andrew Garfield's 1,000 times better actor.
I think he's the greatest Spider-Man that we never got. Meaning that
they failed him.
He had the potential.
Terrible scripts. It too convoluted, too congested.
Like the thing about Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I know people have their own.
I actually really I feel like that movie is kind of underrated.
But the thing is, whatever the critiques you have of that movie, the lows of the lows, the stuff that it does right are so good though.
I know.
Some of the best VFX.
Is good.
And Andrew,
the fights with Electro, amazing.
So good. And
the ending,
Hans Zimmer's score.
The ending.
I will say I do like Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know
I do too.
I know a lot of people may shit on me for that, but
compared to honestly, it's probably better than half of the MCU movies. That
I don't know about that, but
that might be a hot take. But honestly, it's for me, it might be better than like half the MCU movies, just because the MCU is kind of in that formulaic slop. And I feel like at least the one good thing about Amazing Spider-Man 2 is it tried to do something crazy.
I think Marvel right now, the MCU is at a weird point where I feel like...
But it feels like a Sony movie at the end of the day.
Yeah, like with Endgame, I feel like with MCU, we're kind of at a post... It's just like a post-epilogue of what happened from Endgame. We got any other movies in July? We covered the Odyssey. We
covered Spider-Man Brand New Day. I mean, not much else to the end of this month. Going forward, there is a movie with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, End of Oak Street. I think that one could be cool with
What's
the
that one
whole.
about? You know?
It's kind of like they're at the edge of like a dinosaur apocalypse
Oh, okay.
happening
Oh
again.
shit.
So I feel I'm a huge dino guy. Jurassic Park, one of my favorite movies of all time, and
Mm.
anything dinosaur wise just gets me. So I'm interested in that movie. You go further. I mean, if you're still a fan of Insidious, I mean, I feel like that movie's kind of just run its course.
Right.
Its first one is still to this day probably the scariest movie I've ever watched. I mean, people can go out and watch that. Finding Emily looks pretty interesting as a rom com,
Right.
where he's finding this Emily that he meets at a party, and he feels like a bit of a loner, and then it's a whole thing of everyone following him until he can find this Emily. So that one's pretty cool. You got Coyote and Acme versus Acme, so it's Wile E. Coyote. If you've grew up on Looney Tunes, again, that's one of those things you can kind of be enticed on. John Cena's in it too, so if you're a wrestling fan, that's something to go.
Right.
That will be at the end of August. Going into September, you've got How to Rob a Bank. Honestly,
That
the trailer
one,
looks
that one
pretty
actually
good.
looks really good because, like, I think, and it's David Leitch directing it, which I think he's done like what Deadpool 2. He's done. I think he co-directed the first John Wick movie
Yep.
as well, right? And then he did Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron, which I enjoyed, and yeah, no, I'm excited for that. It looks really
He
good, and
did Fall Guy. He did Bullet Train.
I love Fall Guy. I think Fall Guy doesn't get enough credit. I love that movie. I think I'm kind of I think it didn't do too well at the box office, which is really
No, I
unfortunate.
think it flopped a
Yeah,
little
I know,
bit.
and it's so
Everyone
unfortunate.
was good in that movie. I just felt like it was kind of like your typical action movie, but I could
Yeah.
definitely see how people could say it's good.
What else
And then
is
Bullet
there?
Train for me is
Bullet
phenomenal.
Train was really good too. Yeah.
So if you guys enjoy a little bit of like quirky humor mixed with a little bit of punch and action,
Yeah.
How to Rob a Bank is looks like it's going to be pretty good. And the trailer with Karma Police from Radiohead, just perfect.
Right.
Um, September 18th, my most anticipated movie of the year,
What's that one about?
Resident Evil. Well,
Oh
top two with
man.
another movie that's coming up in a couple weeks after that. But Resident Evil, you got Zach Cregger's,
Who did one of my favorite movies of last year, Weapons.
Weapons.
I loved Weapons,
Great,
and
such a unique take on such a like horror can be such a divisive genre because lately you kind of get there's with every good horror movie there's five movies that are kind of
right,
just like your generic horror movie, and
sure,
Weapons was just such a breath of fresh air. You got so many, you got everyone's aspect of what they felt through that 3 days or
right.
4 days of the kids going missing. um, and then him being a fan of the Resident Evil and me playing all the Resident Evils
Yeah,
again,
like
like I
Jacob,
just
I never played Resident Evil games before. Jacob really was like raving about it, so I picked up my first game was Requiem. I think that was when it just came out.
oh,
I played that one, had a great time with it. I'm currently playing Resident Evil 2 right now, so I'm starting from the beginning. But whether you're a fan of Resident Evil or not, the trailers for this movie look amazing, and
yeah,
it's the guy Weapons. I love that. I trust this guy.
Barbarian
Yeah,
is
Barbarian, actually,
phenomenal.
yeah, Barbarian was also really good. I liked it. So, and I'm excited to see like it kind of just looks like an NPC's like story,
That's what he was saying. He's
and
saying he's dropping. It's like you, a normal average human, getting dropped into Resident Evil,
yeah.
and like even if you watch the trailer, like he misses the shot at the lock.
And what's the actor's
Like that
name
would
that's in
be
it? He was in Weapons.
Austin Abrams.
He's great. I really like
He
him a
was
lot.
amazing in Weapons. He
Yeah,
was really good as the annoying character in Walking Dead.
yeah, and like I think he does like even Weapons tonally does a really good job of being like comedic and horror and balancing all that. Because
And
there's some funny moments in Weapons.
oh, it's an hilarious movie. And then it goes super crazy and
Yeah.
like when you go down in the basement, you see
Oh
all the
man.
kids. It's like what the heck?
I think atmosphere, like I think Resident Evil is all about atmosphere and suspense, and
It looks it
I'm
kind
really
of
excited for that. I
the
know what
thing
we're doing
about me,
September
yeah.
18th.
And it kind of just gives me that like 28 years later vibe. You're kind of just like Killian Murphy was just navigating through it. He had no idea what was going on because he
Right.
woke up in the hospital, and this is the same thing. This guy is just dropped in. Like I said again, he missed the shot of the lock. Like that's what you do in Resident Evil. You miss your shots sometimes, and
Yeah.
you kind of get punished for
I
it.
thought it
'Cause
was really good.
so
Yeah.
I think if they do that, and that's kind of what he's going on, I think like and just based off what he's saying, he sounds like someone who loves the franchise. So
Yeah.
and for me, I love the franchise too. Like I grew up on four, and so ultimately.
I wonder if we'll see like any existing characters from the games. Like, could you imagine if like he runs into like Leon for
That
like
that would be
like for like a
that would be
scene?
amazing. I wish I hope it does. I hope like I would love them to do an actual like remake of Resident Evil 4 into a movie.
Yeah,
But I feel like just the fans are a little
because
bit.
timeline wise, it takes place during Resident Evil 2, right? Like
They're saying it's in Raccoon City, but I don't know if it's actually tied to any of the franchise.
okay,
I
okay,
think it's just like, hey, I'm making a Resident Evil movie.
right.
Because if you watch Resident Evil, like the ones with Mila Jovovich, again, sorry if I pronounce those wrong. The first, like the second one is strictly based off of number 3, Resident
Yeah,
Evil 3. The rest of them are just it's just a bunch of characters throughout it.
yeah.
They kind of get dropped in.
Honestly, I think they should make a TV show because you kind of have
Yeah,
so many
you
characters in
start
there.
with Resident Evil 2
Yeah.
and just kind of go from there. And I think that it would be you have so much content to
No,
go
for
on
sure,
from it.
absolutely, yeah. Because like it kind of goes like there's a level of Game of Thrones to it where it's like you're shifting perspectives from
Yep,
so many different characters.
exactly. And that's what makes Resident Evil so fun is that there's just like every character is good.
Right. Yeah.
Claire is great. Jill is great. Jill Valentine's great. Chris Redfield's great.
Right.
Leon is amazing. You got Wesker, the villain, he's everyone loves him as well. So you got so many different things you can do. But I like how he's kind of taking his own fresh take on it, and I hope it holds up. I'm sure it will. But honestly, another movie I'm excited for is Digger with Tom Cruise.
Honestly, I'm so excited because it's directed by Alejandro Inarritu Gonzalez.
Yep.
Forgive me if I butcher that one, but I'm really excited because I'm really seeing. I mean, Tom Holland. I was saying not Tom Holland. Tom Cruise. He's just been Mission Impossible.
He's been an action star for the last 20
But
years.
a lot of people forget like Tom Cruise is a really good actor. I mean, he's great in the Mission movies, but we've seen him as Ethan Hunt
until
for so
Ethan
long.
Hunt. He was doing all these diverse roles. You got Interview with the Vampire. You got The Firm.
Firm's really good. Yeah.
A Few Good Men. You've got
4th of July.
Rain Man.
Yeah,
4th of July,
so I mean, he's got
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah. So like, definitely, I'm really excited to see what they do with that. And I mean, he's done what Birdman, Alejandro Inarritu Gonzalez. He did Birdman, The Revenant. What was his last movie? What was the last movie he did? Like
I can't really tell. I can search it up here, but like just seeing Tom Cruise, like he's according to this, he's playing a powerful man in a world of kind of everyone's.
Like what is this like there's like a meteorite coming or something? Or?
Most powerful man in the world embarks on a frantic mission to prove he is humanity's savior before the disaster. So yeah, like I mean, and just some of the shots where he's shooting.
I could tell. I could tell that he probably must have had a great time, like in the makeup department, coming up with this look. Because I think from the teaser that we saw, because we didn't see him.
No, and the trailer's coming out in a couple days. Actually,
but I'm sure he's not gonna look like Tom Cruise. Like he's definitely gonna look.
Well, and that was the funny thing that I heard that in Tropic Thunder, he asked to have bigger hands.
Yeah, like come up with all
and
that.
I just like, and Tom Cruise just doesn't seem that type of guy. Especially watching like if you only watch Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, you think
big action movie star.
But he actually loves movies, and he loves to make movies. And if you go back to the '90s and the '80s, you'll see how great of an actor he is, how much he different range. But when it comes to Alejandro, he did Babel, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, that's with Brad Pitt, right? And
yeah,
Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, where they go to, and it's like a movie on like how one thing affects lives of many different groups of people.
Right.
So I felt like that was a pretty good one. Ultimately, I haven't watched too much of him, but the three big movies that he's done, Birdman I think is great.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for one takes. I love a good one take. So
exactly when those movies.
Yeah. I know it's not actually filmed in one take and it's edited look like that, but I don't care. Like it looks fantastic. Like you are. I love when you're just following the actors around.
Yeah, that's and you're watching. It feels like you're just like watching like a play.
And you can just it's like watching art because there's so much level of practice and precision that goes into it. So I think I'm always really appreciative of when they do something like that.
So maybe we see something like that in
that could be really cool. Yeah. Actually, it's the one we don't know if it's that could be really cool if they do something like one takers. That could be really cool.
Because I feel like Tom Cruise is this could be Tom Cruise's big role where he gets that nomination and nod because he looks and so far this year I haven't seen too many performances that are like stand out. Like again, Ryan Gosling's great. You got Ray Fiennes in 28 Years Later, but at the end of the day, there's not really. yeah, she I feel like she's the front runner with Emily Blunt right now. I
She's
don't think
great.
there's
Yeah.
anyone really coming close to those two. But I haven't really seen that performance is putting it over the edge. So hopefully Tom Cruise and Riz Ahmed's in it too, who's phenomenal and
Yeah,
everything.
Sound of Metal. If you guys haven't seen Sound of Metal, I would
Go
encourage.
watch that
He's phenomenal
right
in that
now. One of the
movie.
best movies that I've watched. One of
Yeah,
the best movies of this decade.
Riz Ahmed's gonna be in more movies, man. Because he was in Star Wars, I think, right?
He
Yeah,
was in Rogue One,
yeah,
great in Rogue One. He was kind of more of a background character, but he's still part of the group, and he was
yeah.
great. And then Nightcrawler,
Oh, he was great
he
in
plays
Nightcrawler.
that like awkward,
He's a
skinny,
reporter, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And so like you got all that. So hopefully he gets more roles in the future.
for sure.
Another movie coming out so October 2nd is Digger. October 9th is The Social Reckoning, so the follow up to The
I'm
Social
a
Network.
big fan of Aaron Sorkin. I love him. He's a great writer. Few Good Men, Social Network is. You know what? Social Network has a surprising amount of rewatchability,
Yeah,
which I did not expect.
like imagine having to like actually liking to watch
a movie about the guy who made Facebook.
who's one of the biggest kind of dirtbags, and everyone kind of feels the same about him. That's the one thing people can agree on.
Yeah, like he's very
kind of
controversial figure.
Yeah, so
but surprising that movie and that score. If you told me the soundtrack for The Social Network was like I could like listen to it like walking or something, I'd be like, bro, like it has such a good score. It's incredibly rewatchable. I mean, Andrew Garfield, Jesse Eisenberg. Justin Timberlake's also really good in that movie. He was also really good in that movie. Yeah, so I'm really excited for Social.
No, but then you got so obviously Jesse Eisenberg is not coming back.
Yeah.
Which is a big shoes to fill because Jesse Eisenberg, I feel like he was born to play
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. And so following up with one of the best TV show performances I've ever seen in Succession, with sorry, not Jeremy Allen White. I'm drawing a blank here. Jeremy Strong. Just like him being in that role as Mark Zuckerberg, and just seeing the trailer as well.
Right.
Like he looks at older Zuckerberg because again, that's kind of what they're going with.
He's got the voice down, man. He's got the voice down.
Like, and I don't think he can do wrong in any movie. Like if you watch The Apprentice, the Donald Trump movie with
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah. He's great in that character too, like that slimy, gross character as well. So and then you got Bill Burr, one of the funniest comedians.
Bill Burr is so. He's really good at because he was great in The Mandalorian.
Well, he was in The Mandalorian. That one episode that he came in, where he played where he was like the main focus.
Yeah.
And then even Staten Island.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was great in Staten Island. Like he's
Staten Island.
He's got some really good dramatic chops too, which is. I've kind of noticed that with more comedic actors, or at least more comedians in general. Like I feel like they can transition really well into dramatic roles.
Give it what you take. If you're a video game fan, this is going to be up your alley. And if you're a wrestling fan, you got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in this. You got Street Fighter.
Honestly, I am very curious to see.
I hope they don't do what they did with Mortal Kombat because those movies fell.
Yeah, like I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. Like that was my 2D fighting game. So I know people have Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat. I grew up on Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat movies, not like the recent iterations. They just didn't work for me in the way that I wanted to. However,
especially being a fan, like I'm not the biggest fan.
I could tell that they really tried. You could tell the effort. Like they really tried their best to
sometimes it doesn't work. It's hard to do something like that.
And it's hard making movies, and some things won't translate well. I think some of the stuff they did do in the movies worked really well, like the fatalities and the fatalities.
The fight, the fight, everything with the fighting, like especially I only watched the first one, and the fighting scenes were all good.
Yeah,
like I feel like I was playing Mortal Kombat.
And Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion was great, and I'm a big fan of Joe Taslim, who played Sub-Zero. Shout out to him. And
the characters looked good.
Aesthetically, it felt
even like Carl Urban was great as
Carl Urban.
Like he looked
like an older Johnny Cage, and which I thought was an interesting choice. But
how old is he? Like he's over 50, right?
Probably,
I think he's got to be.
Yeah, but like
so that's another one. And then again, so for Street Fighter, I mean, if you're a fan of the franchise,
honestly, I'm excited to see because I feel like I don't have any expectations. But
Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns,
like I'm there.
We're both wrestling fans,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things that's probably going to draw us in. But you got Eric Andre, who's funny, is super funny.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, he'll be playing a character.
Jason Momoa, isn't it?
I think he's playing I don't know the names of the characters, but he's playing the green guy. I grew up on the original when I was playing on the Xbox. So, David Dalmatian, he's great and everything. give it what you take. Like go in,
We'll
obviously
see how
just
it
kind
goes.
of
Like,
yeah,
hopefully, I am optimistic. I hopefully like because I'm
yeah,
gonna see when it comes out,
yeah.
but I'm just hopefully it's good.
Clayface again.
Honestly,
We
I'm
could
really excited for that
the
movie.
body horror
Yeah,
element of that. I like how James Gunn is actually kind of not being how DC was before. It felt like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, just kind of goofy.
yeah,
You got I don't know Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, kind of a little bit not
doesn't
the
work.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like I mean, there's just so many ways, but I like how he's finally not just doing we're getting a Wonder Woman movie, we're getting an Aquaman movie. Like there's other characters in the franchise that need to be looked at. And I think all these people, like even getting a Supergirl movie is pretty cool because it's like
I think one thing
finally a new
I
character.
agree with what you're saying because we've seen those stories, but
Yeah,
I think Clayface. I think one of the things I want to say about DC and what they're doing is I'm glad that DC can give us a movie like a Joker one
yeah.
or a Clayface because Clayface looks
The
phenomenal.
villains are great.
Yeah,
Every Batman villain is great in its own way,
I
and I'm
do want.
excited.
I don't know what James Gunn is. I don't know what his plan is because Lanterns looks really cool as
Yeah,
well. But I just hope they kind of like I guess go a bit more I guess narrow in terms of what they're doing because I still want to see like a Flash movie done really well. I still want to see
it's
like a.
hard. I feel like it's hard to make a
I
Flash
mean, yeah,
movie.
I don't know, like, but see, I think I thought Captain America would have been a hard movie to do because on page he could be
He's
such a
boring.
yeah, he could be a very
Well, even
boring,
Iron Man, I heard
you
in the
know,
comics
and
his comics aren't very good, but then
I'm not a big
Tony
comic guy,
Stark.
so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me
But
neither. But
like I think that's a testament to Marvel. I think they took their B plus C plus characters and they turned them into like A plus winners. So
if James Gunn can get
I hope we get a good Flash movie.
the
I
delight of Guardians of the Galaxy, if he can bring that type of love
sensibility.
into something like I had no idea what Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go into the movie and
And he made a raccoon one of my
great,
favorite characters in the
yeah,
MCU, like so
so
I definitely trust James Gunn and I think he's got a good sensibility. I hope we get a really good Green Lantern movie at some point. I'm really excited for Kyle Chandler.
well,
Yeah,
you already have Guy Gardner. Nathan
yeah, yeah.
Fillion was
He was
phenomenal in
great.
Superman. So
So I hope we get a
and
good
then you got great
Flash.
casting with Aaron Pierre,
Yeah,
and
Aaron Pierre's John Stewart. I
I think
think
that might be the one of the most perfect
that.
casting.
I mean, yeah, I might. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Because like I remember when I saw Aaron Pierre because I saw him in a movie called Brothers.
Great movie. I
A
like that
great
movie a
movie,
lot.
and shout out to Scarborough. Yeah, I saw him, and I think I whispered to my friend, I'm like, that he just looks like a freaking superhero. Like he's just built like
Yeah, and now he's like a unit too. Like
yeah, no.
Rebel Ridge, he was great in.
Like
So
I honestly think he would because I think he's British. He would be a great Bond. Like,
kind of just take the aspect of focusing on Clayface and not trying to expand the franchise. That's how
right.
you'll do it. Because that's what made MCU so good is they started off pretty fresh. Iron Man was great. Whatever you say about Hulk, Hulk still was he was a badass in that movie.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
destroyed stuff. Street Fighter.
yeah.
Then we get into November. One of I don't know why this movie is so good because I feel like it's been redone so many times and it's like oh my god are we gonna like move past this point? And that's the problem with the King Kong and Godzilla movies. But Godzilla Minus Zero, the first one back
I
in
haven't seen it. I
2020,
haven't seen it. No.
I believe it was 2023 or 20.
It might have been. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was 2023. I watched it in the theaters. Again, it's fully Japanese. The whole dialogue. There's a couple parts where there's a bit of English, but mainly Japanese. But the thing they did so well with that movie is it just felt like it felt so fresh, and Godzilla was menacing. They didn't make Godzilla some character you're supposed to care about. They made him as the threat, and you're watching from the human's perspective of getting the city destroyed.
So is this a sequel?
Yeah, they're making a second one because the movie ends and they defeat it,
Okay.
quote unquote. So if you
Godzilla
haven't
will
watched,
return.
yeah, if you haven't watched the first one,
Yeah.
please do. And I believe it's on Netflix as well.
I might actually have to give it a watch for the second one.
Dude,
comes out. Yeah,
the
yeah.
scene in the water where he's chasing the
Is it like
boat,
mature? Like is it graphic?
yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
graphic.
okay, okay.
Especially like it's basically it's kind of like if you're watching a doomsday of a movie, like a bomb's dropped and everyone's about to die.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like Hiroshima, but like Godzilla is Hiroshima, the
Damn.
bomb. So you have that whole aspect, and again, the thing I like about it is, and the problem with King Kong versus Godzilla
Yeah.
is that if you're kind of like, oh my god, I love like King Kong is the guy you love. He's the ape. He wants to save the girl, and he wants to like King Kong 2005, one of my favorite movies of all time. you love King Kong. You shouldn't like for me. Godzilla is a character you don't cheer for. He's a weapon of mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
He's just one of those things that kind of destroys things, and that's what makes this movie so good. Is it kind of goes back to like 1954 when the first, or I believe it might have been earlier, but you go back to the old movies,
Right.
and he's he's like an animatronic. He walks super slow.
No, I'm excited. I gotta watch the. Well, it's called -1, right? Yeah.
-1, yeah.
Yeah,
Zero
yeah.
is the new one. Is the one
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
coming
Because
out.
I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I mean, they've all raved about it. So
One
I
of
definitely gotta
one of the
set
most
that one
underrated
up.
movies. Like there's other Godzilla movies that have come out recently as well, like that are pretty good too. But this
Yeah.
movie, it just felt like you were watching like this town get to, and people in the theaters were like, what? Like it was silent.
Yeah,
No one was talking. Everyone was just like, what is going on? Another movie that actually came out is coming out soon. I just saw a trailer when I was watching Toy Story. Cat in the Hat animated. Say what you say about the Mike Myers one. That one's a little bit goofy, but it feels like Bill Hader's playing the cat.
oh shit, actually.
So like that could be pretty interesting. And again, animated movies are you get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
So
A lot more leeway.
yeah, because the one with the Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers it's a little too like.
Because that's live action, right? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a little goofy.
Yeah.
So I love Austin Powers, so that type of humor kind of gets me, but it's a little bit
Right.
interesting. Then you got going into November 20th, you have Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm just about to start like watch. I've only watched Catching Fire and Hunger Games 1, the original. So I'm gonna go into Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and then obviously.
Yeah, I'm optimistic for the new Hunger Games.
What was the other one? Snakes and Songs Reaping or something?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Something like that. So.
But that comes out November 20th.
Yes, November 20th. So
well, we both will be playing GTA that day.
Yeah, so maybe we put that on the back burner for maybe like a three
more days. Like we'll watch it. We'll watch it. GTA.
But that movie could be interesting as well because I mean Hunger Games is a cool. That's one of the books that I could actually read. Back in the I'm not a big reader, but ultimately that movie has potential. If you liked Violent Night 1, Violent Night 2 is coming out in December.
With David Harbour?
Yeah.
Is that the Santa Claus?
Honestly,
I didn't mind.
It was actually not bad.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't mind. Like, for what it was, I had a good time. Like,
it felt like Home Alone, but Santa's like,
yeah,
I'm coming into
exactly like
some shit.
It was like John Wick with Santa Claus.
Yep.
That's weird. But I actually so I'm excited. I was surprised that they're making a sequel, but I'll be there to watch it for sure.
Apparently, Kristen Bell's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we figure out what that is. Maybe it's another take. I kind of liked that it was like. I mean,
I remember like when the first one came out, they were saying, "What if they take like all like famous like get a Tooth Fairy now, and then it becomes violent and stuff like that."
They can make a huge and then do like an Avengers movie,
or like a Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus,
Easter Bunny,
kind
of like Rise of the Guardians. You watch that movie? Hugh Jackman plays the Easter Bunny. Jack Frost in it. I just watched it recently. It's pretty good. Pretty solid. So if you do like a take on that, but make it rated R.
That would actually be pretty mind-boggling.
Pretty good. Okay, and then going into December 18th, the big day of the year, probably the biggest day. I would probably say it's probably the biggest day in film history being dropped because the level in the movie that's coming out. So you have Doomsday and Dune Part 3. You have two monster movies dropping on the same day. I don't know why they're going head to head. I wish.
Do you think one of them? Do you think one of them is gonna move? Like, do you think because we're long
maybe calling their bluff?
Like, because it's the same thing when they had Captain America: Civil War and Batman vs Superman. Like, originally they were scheduled for May 6th, and then Batman vs Superman moved up to March. I just feel like it's in no one's interest to have both because those both movies they tailor to the same demographic. Yeah. I feel like it's gonna
and Dune 3 coming off the success of Dune 1 and 2, and those movies being such a impact.
I know, but even with the state of the MCU and how
Doomsday is too big.
Is gonna generate numbers.
I feel like if you're going off that, I feel like Dune is the one that would move.
It may, yeah, like I don't know, like
Denis Villeneuve, one of our best working actors.
Because I want Dune to get it should get the praise and the success it deserves, but I feel like it's gonna be cannibalistic because they're both gonna eat each other away's box office. So I mean, hey,
either way, I'm watching both movies.
Like. Bro, if they release on the same day, that double feature, like that's gonna be insane. So
ultimately, yeah. So if you are that into film, you can do a double
we
feature
gotta
on
do
that
double feature
day.
for that day.
I think it has to be
Yeah.
done. Because for me, like I wasn't the biggest fan of Dune 1, and then I watched it again, and I thought it was really, really good.
I think those movies are
Dune
relying on
2 is
watching it together.
yeah, Dune 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
The cinematography, the worms, the Austin Butler was phenomenal in it, and then obviously Timothy Chalamet, like that guy is, he might be he at the end of his career, he might be the best actor of all time. He has
Chalamet.
potential for it. I know people don't like him as much as like your Leos and your Al Pacinos and your De Niro's, but he has potential to be one of those guys. And then obviously you have a great cast. You got Javier Bardem, who's great as always.
I'm watching it right now in Cape Fear, like that.
Yeah,
They're doing a remake.
that good.
Yeah, I actually really like it.
I think Cape Fear is it's a good story. So I think it works as long as they kind of
they take that same formula and then
yeah.
apply it to a different circumstance.
I feel like it would be good.
Javier Bardem, I mean, No Country for Old Men, Skyfall, fantastic actor.
He's good at he's got that like creepy side of him.
Anytime you put him in anything, you just know the material is going to be elevated. Like he's just that good of an actor.
And then you got so then obviously you got Doomsday. Everyone in their mother is in that movie.
Yeah.
You got all the callbacks. You got the original X-Men. You got Mystique. You got
you think Toby is and Hugh Jackman? You think Toby Maguire's
maybe as an end credit scene potentially?
Yeah,
I didn't see them in the movie. I know they're not going to release every single person in that movie because they want to have some kind of out there outlandish like cameos and stuff. But
I really wonder what they're gonna do.
I think it's either I feel like they need to take advantage of having that many people in, and don't be doing this like, oh, we're dropping this guy in right here, and this is all he's gonna be in. Do it kind of like an Infinity War where there's groups.
Yeah,
there's a massive
kind of like this, like Stranger Things, where they have like this team and then that team as well.
As much as Stranger Things, I didn't like that part of it. I think it would work for this because it would give everyone
characters.
Yeah, like you can't just Mystique's in for 2 seconds, Magneto's in for 2 seconds, Professor X in for 2 seconds.
Yeah, because in the trailers they really they dedicated a whole trailer to the X-Men. So I'm assuming that X-Men
I hope they
is going to play a
pivotal role. I think what's going to happen is this is going to be the fresh reboot. They're going to kill off all the old X-Men.
And it's going to start from phase 0 with the new cast. And they're going to be like,
and I think what's going to happen is Doom is going to reset.
Apparently, speaking of X-Men now, what's the girl's name again? From us, Indy. What's her name?
She's playing. What is she?
Apparently, she met with the director.
Yeah, I think she's might be playing. I can't remember.
But I'm excited to see how that goes. Like, she's in hot demand right now.
Yeah, she's going to be working for many years if she can keep up that performance.
Yeah.
And then probably the best movie of the year that might be dropping, Angry Birds movie 3.
That is cinema.
Keke Palmer and Jason Sudeikis. Are we getting a Ted Lasso Angry Bird?
Talk about his werewolf. Robert Eggers is
going into Christmas time. Yeah, you got a werewolf.
I think screams more like a good Christmas movie, like a Robert Eggers horror. Because Nosferatu, I think also came out last Christmas, right?
It came out in 2024.
But was it Christmas, like around that time?
Yeah, it was in December because I remember watching it. A great movie as well.
Yeah.
And then I just rewatched Northman again. Oh, amazing. Amazing. So Robert Eggers, and then he is reusing the cast from Nosferatu.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson looks great. I mean, it's Willem Dafoe. I mean,
I like his dystopian, like how it just feels like you're thrown back into the I don't know,
into that time period. Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever century it ends up
being. And I like how he spells them like accurately to how the language was spelled.
I know and that's the problem that I think we may have with Odyssey is that it might be too modern.
Yeah.
But ultimately, again, I'm not really too worried about Nolan. He always does good. But that's what makes Eggers' movies so good. It's like you feel like you're in whatever time frame he's putting it in, and you feel like you're thrown in there, and you're just like you're kind of just stuck in that journey with all the characters, and all the characters are great. So I again. That movie's going to be great. Quite a bit of good movies. I'm sure there's going to be more movies in and out. Like you got Tuner that kind of just came out of nowhere. You got there's going to be those type of movies out there too. But just looking at this list here, that's kind of the movies that I'm personally looking forward to.
Obviously, we covered the big heavy hitters, and there might be some surprise ones that we may have not thought about. But ultimately, we're really excited. Well, thank you guys for listening.
The future of movies.
Cinema.
And if you love movies, that's all we're here to do.
And we love talking about movies,
and yeah,
we just love the online movie community
Yep.
and how, like, I think cinema just bridges everybody together.
We talk about movies enough that I
Yeah.
think we kind of just wanted to put it out there and
Yeah,
see if there's
and just try it out, see what happens.
that thought the same. And again, at the end of the day, if you don't have the same opinions as us, that's the whole point. Again,
That's the beauty of it, right? But
And
thank you again.
There's a lot of stuff, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
All right, bye-bye. See you next time.